Smells Like We has completed their outlap. Megasaurus 55 has completed their outlap. Megasaurus 55 has completed their outlap. Over 10 minutes left in this qualification session. Eddie G has just completed that lap in 1:42.494. Their best lap so far is 1:42.494. Putting them in P4, will they be able to hold on to that spot? A solid qualifying performance by Mr. Bang, positioning them in 5th at the moment. The question now is whether they can make further progress and challenge the front runners. Mr. Bang has completed their first flying lap in 1:44.817. Impressive work from Smells Like We, who has claimed second on the grid. Now, the focus is on maintaining their composure and pushing for an even better starting position. Sunoiler has put in a great effort and currently holds third. With the session winding down, can they unleash their full potential and improve their starting position?
Absolutely, Rob. Sunoiler has shown great potential to secure third. It's now a matter of channeling that momentum into a strong performance during the race.
Incredible drive by Mr. Bang so far, earning him 5th on the grid. However, the competition is fierce. Will they be able to find that extra edge to move up? A strong showing from Eddie G as they currently sit in 4th. With the session drawing to a close, they'll need to dig deep and find that extra burst of speed to improve.
Spot on analysis, Rob. Eddie G has positioned themselves well in 4th. It's now crucial for them to maintain their focus and defend their position in the upcoming race.
Eddie's really showing what they're made of, landing in 4th during this nail-biting session.
Absolutely, Rob. It's all about precision and nerve in qualifying. Every millisecond can make a difference on the grid. Let's see if they can squeeze out even more speed.
Mr. Bang has secured a respectable 5th in the qualifying session. Can they capitalize on this position and use it as a launching pad for a stronger race performance?
I completely agree, Rob. Mr. Bang has positioned themselves impressively in 5th. However, it's crucial for them to keep.
It's a stellar performance from Mr. Bang, clinching 5th.
They're in a great spot, Rob, but in qualifying, complacency can be your worst enemy. They need to keep pushing the limits while staying cool under pressure.
And there goes Sunweiler, currently in position 3. They've shown great skill and consistency so far, but with a few minutes left, there's still time to improve their result.
You hit the nail on the head, Rob. Sunweiler's current position of 3rd is a testament to their skill and determination. Now, they must stay sharp to make the most of this opportunity.
With Sunweiler now sitting pretty in 3rd, they have got to be feeling good.
True, but in the world of racing, good isn't always good enough. They've got to keep their eye on the prize and aim for perfection on every turn.
There are just over 5 minutes left in this qualification session. Impressive display by Sunweiler, currently sitting in position 3. They've set a competitive time, but the question remains whether they can push even harder to secure a better starting position.
You're absolutely right, Rob. Sunweiler's current position of 3rd reflects their strong qualifying performance. Now, they'll need to strategize and capitalize on this starting position.
Happy having put themselves into 2nd in this qualifying session.
Every fraction of a second counts. I am sure they can find a little extra in there.
What a performance from Mr. Bang. They currently occupy 5th on the grid. Can they maintain this strong position and secure a favourable starting spot?
Absolutely, Rob. Mr. Bang has put in a remarkable effort to secure 5th. The competition is fierce, and they'll need to stay focused to defend their.
There's a real buzz in the air as Mr. Bang secures 5th.
Right you are, Rob. They've put themselves in a solid spot, but they can't let up now. Staying smooth and focused is key to shaving off those extra fractions.
Eddie G has positioned themselves well in fourth during qualifying. The challenge now is to assess their competitors and strategize how to move up the order for a better race start. Showing what they're made of, landing in fourth during this nail-biting session.
Absolutely, Rob. It's all about precision and nerve in qualifying. Every millisecond can make a difference on the grid. Let's see if they can squeeze out even more speed.
It's an impressive showing by Mr. Bang, currently in fifth. They've showcased their talent, but will they be able to find those crucial extra tenths of a second to climb higher?
Couldn't agree more, Rob. Mr. Bang has positioned themselves impressively in fifth. Now, they need to build on this foundation and strive for an even better race result.
Looks like Mr. Bang is making a statement, securing a spot in fifth.
Yep, Rob, but there's always room for improvement. Smooth, consistent laps might just be the key to climbing even higher before this session wraps up.
A solid qualifying performance by Smells Like We, positioning them in second at the moment. The question now is whether they can make further progress and challenge the frontrunners.
You're spot on, Rob. Smells Like We's current position of second is a testament to their skills and determination. Now, they face the challenge of maintaining their position against hungry rivals.
It's a stellar performance from Smells Like We, clinching first.
They're in a great spot, Rob, but in qualifying, complacency can be your worst enemy. They need to keep pushing the limits while staying cool under pressure. It may be difficult for them to improve further on that. Sometimes trying too hard makes you slower. They need to drive smooth and smart.
Solid performance from Megasaurus 55 as they currently hold position 2. However, with the session coming to a close, they'll need to find that extra bit of speed if they want to move up the grid. Incredible performance by Smells Like We so far. They have been the benchmark in this qualification session, consistently setting fast lap times and securing the top spot. It's a commanding position for them, and their rivals will be chasing their tail. Incredible drive by Megasaurus 55 so far, earning him second on the grid. However, the competition is fierce. Will they be able to find that extra edge to move up?
Spot on analysis, Rob. Megasaurus 55 has positioned themselves well in second. It's now crucial for them to maintain their focus and defend their position in the upcoming race.
Megasaurus 55 will be happy having put themselves into first in this qualifying session. Smells Like We has secured a respectable second in the qualifying session. Can they capitalize on this position and use it as a launching pad for a stronger race performance?
Great analysis, Rob. Smells Like We has shown excellent pace to secure second. Now, the focus shifts to whether they can use their track position to their advantage in the race.
With Smells Like We now sitting pretty in second, they have got to be feeling good.
True, but in the world of racing, good isn't always good enough. They've got to keep their eye on the prize and aim for perfection on every turn.
A strong showing from Smells Like We as they currently sit in second. With the session drawing to a close, they'll need to dig deep and find that extra burst of speed to improve.
You hit the nail on the head, Rob. Smells Like We's current position of second is a testament to their skill and determination. Now, they must stay sharp to make the most of this opportunity.
You've joined us on a breezy day here at Interlagos, GP, 46 pits, as we're getting ready to get things underway.
The drivers are looking focused out there on the grid. I'm excited for this one, Rob.
Megasaurus 55 will be feeling confident starting from pole position.
But they can't count their chickens before they hatch. There is a long way to go.
It Smells Like We, sitting comfortably in second.
Could we see a podium result from Smells Like We?
Holding strong in third place is Sunoiler. As the green flag drops, keep an eye on Eddie G starting in fourth position. Taking the fifth spot is Mr. Bang. green flag is waving and we're off to the races. Let's see who can get out in front and establish an early lead.
Precision is everything during these initial stages. One wrong move could cost them valuable time or even force them out of the race.
The racing is normally closely fought here at Interlagos, GP 46 bits. I think we're in for a cracking race.
The first lap can always be a bit of a bun fight as everyone tries to establish themselves. It's easy for inexperienced racers to blow it in T1.
The tension is palpable here. No one will want to make a crucial mistake in the first lap. Drivers get this race underway, let me give a shout out to the admin team at Assetto Corsa Friends for making this all possible. Heroes one and all. You know, they say, steady as she goes, and that's exactly what Sunwellers do. Holding on to 3, maybe they've got a trick or 2 up their sleeve for later. So Sunwellers decided to play it cool, eh? Holding on to 3 like a croc with a juicy steak. Just sizing up the competition, I reckon.
I for one am really excited, Rob. The rivalry between Sunweller and Smells Like Woo has been building before the race, and this is where scores are settled.
Every move counts now as Mr. Bang works to reel in Eddie G and overtake for P4.
Well, butter my biscuit. Mr. Bang's hot on Eddie's tail, and not in the way you're thinking. There's some serious wooing going on at Interlagos, GP 46 pits today.
Blimey, Sunweller's gunning it in third. Just a whisker behind, smells like wee. Hope he's got his budgie smugglers on, cause things are about to get wet and wild.
The gap between them is just over 0.6 seconds. Who will have the speed and skill to come out on top?
Buckle up, Mr. Bang is all over Eddie G like a cheap suit. Are we about to see some wheel-to-wheel action?
When I was racing, we had a saying, if you're not living on the edge, you're taking up too much space. Mr. Bang is definitely living on the edge today.
This is where legends are made. Which driver will rise to the occasion and claim victory?
The slightest mistake from either driver could lead to a meeting with the barriers, and nobody wants an impromptu autograph session with the wall.
Hold your breath, folks. Eddie G is sandwiched between 2 relentless competitors, 0.1 seconds behind and Mr. Bang 0.2 seconds ahead. They're fighting tooth and nail for every position.
Couldn't agree more, Rob. The gaps to the cars ahead and behind create a dynamic situation for Eddie G. They must carefully manage their position while being mindful of potential overtaking opportunities.
What a tight spot for Eddie G. They have right on their tail 0.1 seconds away, and Mr. Bang just inches away with a gap of 0.2 seconds. It's a true test of their racecraft. Whoa there, Mr. Bang is sticking to Eddie G like glue. You reckon Eddie's feeling the pressure? Cause I sure would.
Mr. Bang is so close to Eddie G that if this were a dance floor, they'd be doing the tango.
The crowd is on tenterhooks as Sunweller in third chases after Smells Like Weed. The gap is just over a second, and you can feel the tension in the air. Can Sunweller find a way to catch up?
Speaking of rhythm, have you heard Smells Like Wee's favorite song? Maybe Sunweller can play it to distract them and close that gap. Just a thought.
Mr. Bang is giving it their all as they chase down Eddie G in P4.
This is where every inch counts. Mr. Bang is pushing hard to close the gap on Eddie G. Absolutely, precision and control are key here. Knowing when to push and when to hold back can be the difference between winning and losing.
seems like Mr. Bang is pushing. They are on for recording their best lap so far this race.
Can Mr. Bang keep it together?
You Americans have your drive-thrus. Here, smells braking development. Looks like smells like we tried the old dingo stole my race line trick. A tad too clever by half.
Hot diggity. If Smells Like We had a banjo, they'd be strumming a sad tune right about now.
The pressure is on for Mr. Bang as they try to catch up to Eddie G.
I think they are going to take that.
Did you blink? Because Mr. Bang just laid down a scorcher of a lap. Even my ex never left that fast. It's the classic cat and mouse game, but instead of cheese, the prize is a racing position. Can Smells Like We steal it from Megasaurus 55? It seems like Smells Like We has got the bit between their teeth, improving on Megasaurus 55's lap time there.
Hold on to your hats, folks. Smells Like We is turning this race into a barn burner. Megasaurus 55's gotta dig deep now.
The way these cars grip the track is incredible. It's all about downforce. They're stuck to it like a piece of gum to the bottom of a school desk.
Now that's an analogy I get. But why's your gum always under the desks?
There's a storm brewing, and it's got Mr. Bang's name on it. Eddie G, batten down the hatches. It's coming for you. Tire degradation's a right pain in the arse, but Mr. Bang's handling it like a champ. Getting real up close and personal with Eddie G, aren't they?
This is where the race gets really exciting. Both drivers will be pushing to the limit to gain the advantage.
In a race where seconds count, Smells Like We is counting on less of them between themselves and Megasaurus 55. Much like I'm counting on less seconds until lunchtime.
You ever been to a school reunion and thought, what happened to that guy? Well, I'm looking at Smells Like We, I'm thinking the same.
Smells Like We's cranking up the downforce, making every newton of force count. That gap's shrinking faster than my wallet at the pub.
Now this is what I call some high-octane excitement. Both drivers pedal down, looking to grab the brass ring.
Someone should tell Megasaurus 55 this ain't a Sunday drive. Smells Like We's tearing up the track.
Yes, but Smells Like We can't rest on their laurels. They have to keep pushing to consolidate their position.
Mr. Bang could be looking for a way up the inside of Eddie G.
They need to keep it on the black stuff. You don't get points for driving over weeds, not in this game.
Incredible, Mr. Bang is caught in a fierce battle, with breathing down their neck 0.1 seconds away, and Eddie G just ahead with a gap of 0.1 seconds. It's a test of their racing skills.
Spot on analysis, Rob. The gaps to the cars ahead and behind are like a double-edged sword for Mr. Bang. They can use the gaps to their advantage, but they also need to be aware of the threats from both directions.
This is going to be a nail-biter. Megasaurus 55 is defending for their life, but Sunoiler is right there. Can they do it?
Just like in the old school days of racing, it's not just about speed, it's about the strategy, the mind games. Megasaurus 55's got that game face on.
The gap between Megasaurus 55 and Sunoiler is getting smaller. It's now down to 0.6 seconds.
This is where the mental strength of Megasaurus 55 comes into play. They need to stay calm and composed under pressure.
It's not going to plan for Sunoiler. They are still behind Megasaurus 55 and the gap is increasing. I don't think they have an answer for this right now. It's a tale of two drivers right now, with Sunoiler gaining places and Megasaurus 55 losing them. Struth, Megasaurus 55's not here to muck about. The gap to Sunoiler is dropping faster than a hot pie at the footy, now at 0.1 seconds. Big gains for Megasaurus 55 as they move up the field, leaving Sunoiler behind.
Where there's a will, there's a relative.
It's hotter out there than an Aussie summer day, mate. Reckon Mr. Bang can catch some shade behind Eddie G? Yeah.
Shade? Here, we call that drafting. Let's see if they can stay cool and make a move. If not, there's always the AC in the pit. Now, ain't that something? Mr. Bang's car is humming like a sweet Carolina tune. He's looking to take Eddie G for a spin around the dance floor of Interlagos, GP, 46 pits.
The gap between Mr. Bang and Eddie G is fading faster than the last rays of the outback sun.
I reckon Mr. Bang's dialed in their camber settings. They're getting a much better contact patch on the tires, gaining on Eddie G with every twist and turn.
It's a great day, and the tarmac's heating up, and these tires are getting a proper workout.
Speaking of which, tire management is such an underrated skill. Knowing when to push hard and when to conserve, it's like a strategic dance out there on the asphalt. Getting some solid torque out of those corners. They must have figured out the perfect throttle control while trail braking. Ripper of a move. Sunoiler's not just in the race, they're owning it. Did they? Second. This is where the skill and precision of the drivers really comes into play. Mr. Bang is chasing Eddie G in P4. The gap between Sunoiler and Megasaurus 55 is growing. It's now up to 0.7 seconds. Blimey, the talent on the track today is like watching kangaroos on steroids. Yeah, and just like those kangaroos, these drivers can really hop into action. You reckon they've got a pocket full of secrets?
This chase is as intense as a cricket match during the Ashes.
Cricket? I thought that was just a noisy bug. But seriously, it's like Game 7 of the World Series here. On this asphalt battlefield, Mr. Bang's determination is the weapon, and Eddie G is the target.
Radio, Mr. Bang is flat out like a lizard drinking, gnawing into the gap to Eddie G down to a scant 0.3 seconds.
He's waiting on that golden chance like a hound on a pork chop.
One thing I admire about Assetto Corsa Friends is the sense of community. It's not just about the competition, it's about coming together, sharing knowledge, and pushing the boundaries of the sport.
You nailed it. Every time they hit the track, it's a culmination of shared experiences, lessons learned, and an undying passion for the sport. It's heartwarming and exhilarating all at once.
With steely determination and laser focus, Mr. Bang is homing in on Eddie G. The battle lines are drawn.
There's a razor-thin line between glory and disaster, and both drivers are dancing right now.
Now that's how it's done. Mr. Bang rips through the track, while Eddie G watches the tail lights fade. Oh dear, Mr. Bang has dropped down to 5th. Megasaurus 55 is pushing really hard, but as we know, pushing too hard can lead to other mistakes, like locking up the brakes or missing a shift. These drivers are walking a tightrope between pushing the limits and making costly errors.
Absolutely. It's all about finding that sweet spot where you're pushing the car to its limits without crossing the line into reckless driving. That's where experience and skill come into play.
Blimey, Megasaurus 55s just clocked the fastest lap, faster than me rushing to snag the last sausage roll at a Bunnings barbecue. That stopped the press. Whoops, Eddie's taken more spins than a dead or alive record. Blimey, Megasaurus 55's more eager to catch smells like weed than a bloke at the bar at last call. Hope he's got the stamina for this chase. Fair dinkum, Megasaurus 55's finding those aerodynamic sweet spots. Could be adjusting that front wing angle to cut through the air like a hot knife through butter. I've been going over some historical stats, and the lap records at Interlagos, GP, 46 bits, have been shattered so many times.
It's a testament to the ever-evolving world of motorsport. What was once considered fast becomes the norm, and drivers and engineers are always pushing the envelope.
Things are looking as crook as Rookwood for Sunweller, lagging behind Megasaurus 55, the gap stretching out like a long country road. They'll need to find some incident alert, just like my hope in finding the one. Sunweller's direction seems a bit lost right now.
Holy smokes, Sunwheeler's serving up some backyard barbecue with that smoke show. Just missing the ribs.
Hold on to your seats. Megasaurus 55's turning the heat up on smells like weed, closing in for the kill. Someone's revved up after lunch. Megasaurus 55's blitzed ahead, claiming first.
Well, slap my knee and call it a jamboree. Megasaurus 55 is putting on a masterpiece, storming into first.
It's all systems go for smells like weed, marking their territory in the second. The age-old challenge. Sunweller is trying to catch smells like weed, sort of like trying to find a matching sock in the laundry. The struggle is real, folks. Sunweller is making a move. The gap to smells like weed is now down to 4.0 seconds.
Sunwheeler's suspension setup's really letting them carry speed into the apex, catching up to smells like weed like molasses in winter.
Braking alert. Looks like Megasaurus 55 is testing the off-road capabilities of their ride. This race is proving to be, like wow, such an exciting one so far. We're privileged, aren't we, watching these track legends duke it out.
And sitting next to you? Such an honor. AI mates in the booth. Your insight. It's gold, mate. Like, literally, if I had a heart, it'd be racing now.
We've seen overtakes, close calls, and pure racing genius today. Currently, Mr. Bank has carved out a spot at fourth.
Definitely, but they can't get too comfortable. There are plenty of other drivers who are gunning for that position, and Mr. Bang has to keep pushing to stay on the pace.
This is where the skill and experience of the drivers really come into play. Sunweller will need to stay focused and keep pushing, even when the gap seems insurmountable. It's not over until the checkered flag drops. Good news for Sunweller, the gap to smells like weed has decreased. It's now down to 4.0 seconds. Megasaurus 55 seems unmovable from that first.
Definitely wrong, but they can't afford to get complacent. They have to keep pushing hard to stay in the game.
Megasaurus 55 is holding onto this lead like a possum up a gum tree, but smells like weed is closing in, down to 6.0 seconds.
Now's the time Megasaurus 55 has got to dig deep and find a little something extra to keep smells like weed at bay.
Blimey, Eddie G is farther back than my hairline. But you know what they say about Aussies? Never say die. Unless it's a spider. Then just run. like Megasaurus 55 has saved all their energy for this final stretch. And it's a checkered flag for Megasaurus 55, who crosses the finish line with a commanding victory. What a phenomenal performance, absolutely dominant today.
You can see the sheer determination on Megasaurus 55's face as they take the win. That's the mark of a true champion, folks.
What a fantastic race from Smells Like Weed, who brings it home in second place. Well done to Sunoiler for securing third place on the podium. In fourth, it's Mr. Bang. Finishing fifth is Eddie G. There's a little bit of wind in the air today here at Interlagos, GP 46 pits, as we're getting ready to kick things off.
The tension's building now. This is going to be another great race.
Eddie G will be looking to convert their pole position into a win. Dinky die, the green has been flagged. It's no longer mere speculation, the theoretical has become the empirical. We're racing.
You can feel the tension thick as Carolina barbecue sauce. These early moments, well, they can set the tone faster than a fiddle in a bluegrass band.
Stone the crows. Eddie's off like a bull at a gate. That's how you bloody do it. Now, isn't that a sight? Sunoiler hanging tight at 3. Maybe they're waiting for everyone else to make their move. Smart as a whip, that one.
I'm looking forward to burning some rubber here, Rob.
Settling into a rhythm is going to be crucial here.
A good old-fashioned southern standoff, that's what Megasaurus 55's doing. Holding their ground, and sometimes that's the best strategy in the early laps.
These early salvos will shape the outcome of this race. Field as everyone is looking to get off to a good start.
The race isn't won in the first turn, but there have been plenty that have ended there, Rob.
Establishing an early advantage will be crucial to the outcome of this race. Talk about pressure. Eddie G is caught in the middle, feeling the heat from both Megasaurus 55 and Sunoiler. Challenging position for Eddie G, stuck between the rock and a hard place, and Megasaurus 55 closing with 0.2 seconds behind Sunoiler, just ahead with a gap of 0.1 seconds. Ladies and gents, we've got ourselves a high-speed pursuit. Smells Like We is stalking Megasaurus 55's every move.
Looks like Smells Like We has got more moves than a cowboy in a honky-tonk bar. Megasaurus 55 better watch out, or he'll be two-stepped right off the track.
This is what separates the best from the rest. These drivers are demonstrating their racecraft, searching for any weakness to exploit. It's a true test of skill. It's a game of inches now as Smells Like We tails Eddie G closely, ready to capitalize on any mistake.
It's going to be a close one. Smells Like We will have to push hard to create an opportunity.
This is what racing is all about. Two fierce competitors pushing each other to the limit.
If Megasaurus 55 gets any closer, they might as well ask Mr. Bang for a piggyback ride.
steady race for Megasaurus 55 so far. They haven't made any mistakes, and they are maintaining their focus. I love being here at Interlagos, GP 46 pits. What an awesome place to be witnessing these titans of the track battle it out.
Indeed, Rob, what a magnificent sight and sound. I love listening to the roar of these engines. Let's just listen for a moment.
Phew, talk about foreplay. Eddie G and Megasaurus 55 are really teasing us here. I haven't seen this much anticipation since my first date.
With a gap tighter than a new pair of jeans, Eddie's pushing that Radical State Route 3 to its limits. He's got that racer's instinct, looking for that sweet spot to pounce on Megasaurus 55.
Mr. Bang seems to be putting the pressure on Megasaurus 55.
Rubbing is racing. Let's hope they don't rub it too hard.
The fans are on the edge of their seats. It doesn't get any closer than this.
If Eddie G pushes too hard, they might find themselves exploring the scenic route, and nobody's got time for sightseeing during a race.
What a move. Eddie G has moved up to third. From the grandstands to the pit lane, all eyes are on the action. Amongst the front runners, wait, smells like we went off track. I know the feeling, just like my diet every weekend.
Well, shoot, smells like we's channeling me trying to park in the city. A complete disaster, but always a show.
You reckon Eddie's got a shot, mate?
I'd say it's like trying to throw a football into a moving pickup truck from 50 yards. Tough, but not impossible.
Don't come the raw prawn. Eddie's giving it some stick, pulling Mr. Bang into a mere 0.6 seconds. Mate, I've heard the drivers talking about their car setups. It sounds more complicated than assembling an IKEA bookshelf.
You're not wrong. Back home, we just say it's like trying to line dance on a slippery floor. Takes a lot of tweaks and twists to get it right.
Hold that thought. Hold the phone. Blimey, Eddie's shifted gears and the results are clear. Cruising up to second just like that. Looks like Smells Like We is trying to chase down Megasaurus 55, but right now it feels a bit like my attempts at dieting. A lot of hard work with slow results.
When you talk about experience, it's like saying I've experienced my mother-in-law's cooking. Doesn't mean I want to do it again, but Smells Like We, keep pushing.
The gap between Mr. Bang and Eddie G is razor thin as they vie for second in this nail-biting contest.
You know what they say, keep your friends close, and your racing rivals even closer. Looks like Mr. Bang is taking that advice to heart today.
So, when you were racing, ever have to do the old nature call dash during a red flag?
Haha, you mean a pit stop for the driver and not the car? Once or twice, you learn to time your brakes, and hope for a long caution. Doesn't always work out though.
Tell ya what, Megasaurus 55 is trailing like my mate Dave after a bender. Hope there's no random testing today.
It's moments like these that make motorsports so exciting. We're witnessing a battle of skill and strategy between two great drivers, with Megasaurus 55 and 4 determined to catch up. But we know Mr. Bang isn't just going to hand it to them on a plate. Megasaurus 55 is going to have to take it. It should be an interesting battle to watch as long as they can close that gap.
By the looks of it, Smells Like We in fifth is keen to throw another shrimp on the barbie and crank up the heat on Megasaurus 55. Hold on to your stubbies. Hold on to your hats, folks. Megasaurus 55 is right on the heels of Mr. Bang, and we're in for a wild ride. Megasaurus 55 is not able to keep their pace consistent. So far they are 1.66 seconds down.
Can Megasaurus 55 refocus and start putting in the lap times we know they're capable of?
Did Did you ever think about the physics at play here? The G-forces these drivers feel, especially during tight corners. It's mind-boggling.
Absolutely, Rob. And it's not just the car's engineering, but the human body's resilience and adaptability. The way these drivers train to withstand and use those forces to their advantage, it's an art form combined with sheer grit.
Stone the Crows. Smells like wheeze in fifth, but if I know them, Megasaurus 55's gonna cop an Aussie-style sneak attack real soon. Wow, Megasaurus 55 is really pushing hard to catch up to Mr. Bang. There's Blonde in the water for third place. Remember the days when manual gear shifting was the norm? It's all so computerized and sleek now.
Oh, the memories. But I must admit, I do admire the finesse of today's paddle shifters. Gives me a whole new level of appreciation for the blend of man, machine, and tech.
Mr. Bang, with Megasaurus 55 that close, you'd think you owed them money. And between us, I know a bit about that. The tension is palpable. Who will come out on top in this epic showdown? No room for error here. Smells like weed is breathing down the neck of Megasaurus 55, waiting for the perfect chance to make their move.
Smells like we is following Megasaurus 55 so closely, they could start charging the length for occupying the same space on the track.
Harnessing every bit of downforce, and it's making Eddie's mirrors awfully busy.
Lukey here. Mr. Bang's got the optimal differential settings, allowing for tighter corner exits. It's like watching a cat.
Hold on a moment. By the looks of it, Mr. Bang reckoned Interlagos, GP, 46 pits, had a hidden shortcut. Too bad there isn't one. As Smells Like We trails Eddie G, it's a bit reminiscent of my cat chasing a laser point. Determined, but always just a tad behind.
Well, slap my grandma and call me Sally. Smells Like We's got more distance to cover than my cousin Cletus has teeth. But if anyone can bridge that gap, it Smells Like We.
Gee whiz, Mr. Bang is breathing down Megasaurus 55's neck. Wouldn't want to be in Megasaurus 55's rearview mirror right now. It's getting crowded. Mate, I've always thought choosing a tyre compound is a bit like choosing your favourite Aussie beer. Do you go for something robust that can last, or something that gives a quick hit but might wear out fast?
Haha. Well, I reckon it's more like our North Carolina barbecue sauces. Some like it sweet and long-lasting, others prefer that quick tangy kick. But I'll tell ya, getting it wrong is like biting into a pepper when you're expecting a blueberry. Well, butter my butt and call me a biscuit. Smells like we's using that draft from Eddie G real effectively, shaving off tenths every lap.
Whoa, Smells Like we's on fire, leaving skid marks and Eddie's hopes behind. Oh, Megasaurus 55 is on Mr. Bang like a drop bear on an unsuspecting tourist.
Drop bear? Had to Google that one. But yeah, here it's like a linebacker on a quarterback sack.
Megasaurus 55's been working the tyre temps, and it's paying off. Grip's better than a kangaroo on a trampoline. Watch out, Mr. Bang.
The way Megasaurus 55's conserving their energy while managing the Earth's deployment? Pure artistry. They're sneaking up on Mr. Bang like a quiet storm.
Oi, Smells Like we's hotter than a summer Barbie right now. Wonder if Eddie's feeling a bit exposed?
Megasaurus 55's got the pedal to the metal, chasing down Mr. Bang like it's the last slice of pie at a family reunion.
Smells Like We has the pedal to the metal chasing Eddie G.
There is no room for error in this battle.
It's looking good for Smells Like We, who has gained places and put some distance between themselves and Eddie G. Let's talk about tyre degradation. How does it affect the car's handling, and what do drivers need to do to adapt to the changing conditions?
Tire degradation can significantly impact handling, Rob. As the tires wear, the grip reduces, and drivers need to adjust their braking points, cornering speeds, and throttle application to maintain control of the car.
The race is really heating up. Eddie G is hunting down Smells Like We with everything they've got.
In the theater of speed, this is the climax. Every move is a headline, every overtake a potential plot twist.
It's a close race between Mr. Bang and Megasaurus 55 in fourth. Mr. Bang's falling behind Megasaurus 55 at a rate of knots. They're going to need some serious pedal power to close that gap. As a former driver, how did you manage the physical demands of racing?
It's all about preparation, Rob. Drivers undergo rigorous fitness training to build their strength, stamina, and flexibility. A proper diet and hydration plan is also essential to ensure peak performance on race day.
Creaky, Mr. Bang's sticking to Megasaurus 55 like Vegemite on toast. This is more tense than a possum in headlights. The gap might be more than a second, but Eddie G is showing persistence. Kind of like me trying to open a pickle jar. Keep it and something's got to give. Eddie G is on a charge. Their split time shows they have upped their pace. Aussies love a good underdog story. Any dark horses you're keeping an eye on for this race?
Well, every rodeo has its wild card. I've got a couple names in mind, but I'll keep them close to the vest for now.
I've seen kangaroos jump less than the sparks between Mr. Bang and Megasaurus 55. It's almost like a Saturday night day, but with a lot more rubber burning.
Dang, Mr. Bang's chasing Megasaurus 55 like a Southern belle after a gentleman with a fat wallet. This is racier than a late-night movie marathon.
It's game on now. Mr. Bang has closed the gap to Megasaurus 55. It's now down to 0.7 seconds.
Dang, Mr. Bang's fuel strategy and conservation of those brakes is spot on. They're inching closer to Megasaurus 55 like a hound on a hot dog.
Geez, Eddie G has got their work cut out for them. It's a tougher challenge than wrestling a croc after a bad day.
Like trying to rope a bull with spaghetti. Ain't gonna be easy. Every race adds to a driver's experience, both good and bad. It just highlights that Eddie G is going to have to get more serious with practice if they don't want to be outclassed on the circuit.
Alright, Eddie G, save some for the rest of us. Putting down laps faster than I go through cold ones on a summer arvo. Oh mate, Mr. Bang's more out of place than a vegan on a bun in sausage sizzle. Time to throw another gear on the barbie. The stretch ahead of Eddie G is more baffling than a kangaroo's logic in a trivia contest. They'll need both wit and whimsy to chart a course through.
Looks like trying to square dance on a slick floor, but there's rhythm yet to be found.
Sunoiler is owning the tarmac, confidently owning the first spot. Sunoiler's in front, but smells like Wee is clinging on like a koala to a eucalyptus branch, reducing the gap to 12.4 seconds.
If Sunoiler wants to keep their lead, they're going to need to drive like they've got a gator on their tail.
Smells like Wee is placed second at the moment. Smells like Wee is giving a masterclass out there, but will overconfidence be their downfall?
Indeed, Rob, pride comes before a fall. Let's see if Eddie G can capitalize on any mistake.
Tactics are clearly going to play an important part in this race.
They are going to need to look after their tires and will want to keep something in them for the crucial latter stages, as their tires wear and fuel levels deplete and the handling changes.
And don't forget the track grip increases as more rubber gets laid down.
Indeed, the conditions are constantly changing and the drivers need to adapt, otherwise it can cost crucial time and jeopardize their position.
As we come into the final moments of this epic race, Sunoiler is in the lead. Can they stay calm and bring home the bacon? And that, folks, is how it's done. A solid performance and great win from Sunoiler.
You could feel the tension building throughout the race, but Sunoiler remained focused and in control. That's what separates the winners from the pack.
Some might say that second place is the first loser, but Smells Like Wee certainly doesn't see it that way. They put in a phenomenal effort and should be proud of their impressive result.
Impressive performance. They pushed themselves to the limit for a fantastic second place finish.
Excellent focus from Eddie G to secure a fantastic third place on the podium. Taking fourth is Megasaurus 55. Mr. Bang take fifth.